Hello, love bugs. I'm excited that you're here today. We're going to dive into the business energy for the new moon in Cancer during Gemini season. I know you're excited. I'm excited too. And if you've landed on this channel and you're new, I want to say welcome. My name is Africa Archield. I'm an intuitive business coach, and I love helping socially and spiritually conscious entrepreneurs to make a deeper impact and a higher profit. Now, when I do my readings, they are all about business, but because I believe very strongly that you are your business, you'll find stuff in here that's about life and career as well. Now, with all that said, if you'd like to work with me a little bit more closely, check out the description below. There's going to be lots down there that we can do together. Namely, check out the Business Growth Elixir. I think you'll find it very interesting. It's really going to help you get going. It is perfect for this June energy, this whole energy that's running throughout June with foundation building and rebuilding foundations. So definitely give it a check out. And if you're wondering what else do I do on this channel, well, obviously I do new moon and full moon business energy readings. I also do business energy for each month. So if you haven't checked out the June 2020 business energy yet, make sure to check that out and pick your deck. All right, with all of that housekeeping done, let's dive into it. All right, so I've got some cards out here. I'm just going to pick an overriding card for what we're dealing with as we are moving into the Cancer new moon during Gemini season. And I find it to be really interesting because the way that Cancer can play with Gemini. We're almost, by the way, in Cancer season, so... But the way Cancer plays with Gemini can be really, really interesting in that there's this intuition. And I think it helps, this intuitive knowing. I like to call it like mother's intuition or the knowing that Cancer has. And that ability to have all this research and information that Gemini has and all these ideas. And a lot of times Gemini they're like the natural salesperson. They can talk someone into just about anything, because they really understand where the person's coming from and they can lead them to the next place. So that's like this beautiful bit about Gemini. But there's also this part where they sometimes can't make a decision, right? And so that Cancer energy playing in intuitively helps them make decisions, intuitively helps them be even better salespeople. So like, I'm actually really excited to see what shows up here. So with that little intro, and oh my gosh, did I mention? No, I did not. Solar eclipse. So a lot of things are coming out in the light. Everything's going to be bright and shiny, right? In some ways here, and then covered in others, right? So I think some of the deepest things are going to come into light during the solar eclipse as well. So just to have that as a backbeat, right? All right, let's see kind of what our overriding message is for this new moon in Cancer. Yin Yang, interesting. Yin Yang, creating harmony through balance. This should be really interesting. I love integrating the feminine and the masculine, and to me, balance, I've never been one big for balance, have been one big for integration, so I'm interested to see how this is going to play out. For those of you into numerology, this is number 40. Yin Yang, creating harmony through balance. Again, during June, we've been doing a lot of foundation building and rebuilding. So there is a balance to that. Oh, I'm very excited indeed to see how this all plays out. All right, so with that, let's see what we've got going on. Kind of love how it kind of reminds me of Cancer too. I never really saw that before with the yin yang symbol, but kind of reminds me of that Cancer symbol, the glyph, doesn't it? If you turn it, look guys, if you turn it here on its side. All right, so let's get to it. All right, one more, and we're gonna go here. All right, so sliding into this thing, we've got the Devil upright, the Emperor reversed, the Nine of Cups reversed, and the Three of Swords reversed. There's a lot of interesting things going on here. So we're sliding out of, what was it? Gemini full moon into our Cancer new moon. We're picking up in here, and we got the Devil upright. Again, this is interesting to me because I always look at the Devil as when we have a something that we're addicted to, or that's binding us, chaining us, being thrown off. Like, we have the ability to do that. And I talked about in the full moon reading getting rid of those chains. So it's very interesting that it came up again here, which means you're keenly aware and actively getting off those chains that bind you, or those blocks, whether mental, physical, etc. All those things are starting to go by the wayside. And you have Capricorn, so to really be thankful for here, and Saturn as well. Saturn's pushing you, kicking you to get on with it, to get on with what it is that you're called here to do. All right, so what else do we got in here? We've got the Emperor reverse, which is your Aries energy. And again, I didn't say this earlier, but wherever Capricorn is in your chart, check it out. Make sure to really pay attention if you're Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Same thing for Aries, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Or where those people are located in your life. So here we got the Emperor reversed. And so there's this, the passion, it's like get on with it, but we've got some passion that's starting to die down. We've got probably almost everything that we need to get done. So the passion's starting to die down, and I always caution people against passion dying down. Maybe there isn't such a push. Like there's desire there, but the push, the constant push into the masculine is gone. It'll be very interesting to see. All right. We're moving over here to the Nine of Cups. There's a lot of wisdom in this. But again, it's like that wisdom, especially the intuitive wisdom that comes out with Cancer, that knowing that Cancers have naturally, and that comes to all of us during this season, is kind of underwhelmed. So like pulling that more in, it's almost as if that wisdom is starting to be ignored, which is problematic. So make sure you're very much tapping into your intuition. I have been reading recently the Three of Swords as having to do with like the coronavirus, the pandemic. We're sitting here in 2020. It's still around. It's still around. But I think we're going to, just, again, this is kind of like a general reading. It looks like it's starting to die back at this point in time. Or maybe like it's not flooding everyone's consciousness in the same way. Yeah, it's not flooding everyone's consciousness in the same way. And, to be perfectly honest, we're heading into really the thick of summer, right? And we should have a die back just naturally. So that totally makes sense to me. But again, it's like, don't lose sight of what's important. That's like the biggest thing I'm seeing here. You can be tricked into keeping those chains on you. Don't be. Don't lose the passion. Don't lose that intuition. Don't just say, oh, things aren't really as bad as they were. I could kind of kick back a little. I think that's really probably the big thing. Don't be lulled. Don't be lulled or put back to sleep. Yes. Don't be put back to sleep. All right. What else we got here? All right. So we've got the Six of Cups. Glad you're waking up. The Ten of Wands. The Four of Wands. And the Star reversed. Very interesting. All right, so we have the Six of Cups and the Ten of Cups, and I'm going to read both of those together. What we have is really regaining our intuition, really leaning into, I want you guys to look at where Scorpio's in your chart. That's going to give you a lot of charge in your natal chart. Every time I say your chart, I'm talking about your natal chart. It's going to really give you a charge to really deepen in and head headlong into that intuitive part and come out victorious, really connecting in. So do you need to journal more? Do you need to do meditations? I have a meditation playlist. Check it out, right? What do you need to do to dive more in? Are there certain rituals that you need to do? You know, for some people, I don't really recommend getting too ritualized, and others is their saving grace. So figure out what it is that you need to do to get more connected spiritually. That's going to go a long way with you really being connected and being able to finally throw off whatever this is, this block, whatever, instead of being lulled back to sleep by it. Same thing going on here with the Ten of Wands. There's like this victory party going on here. Get back connected, very heavily connected spiritually. Don't let that kind of run away with you. We over here then with our Four of Wands and the Star both being reversed. Yeah, even though you've regained your passion here, there's something about it. Again, foundation building and rebuilding. There's going to be a rebuilding of a foundation. All right, so you might have thought you were all done with your foundation building. Surprise! There's more to be done, right? And that, I mean, quite honestly, no matter what foundation you're building, there's always more to be done. This is saying maybe that's why you were starting to back off, right? This could be something you're prepping out for a launch, if it's your business, if it's a social cause, maybe a group that you got with, etc. But all of a sudden you realized, oh, there's still more to do. Like when I went in, I connected spiritually and I went in and looked intuitively, reignite my passion, because there's still more to do. There's still more foundation building to do. There's still more rearranging that must be done. And so it kind of will push you back into that more masculine energy, right? But then I love how it gets balanced out with the Star. Even though the Star here is reversed, there's this really kind of nurturing energy that's, you know, you're really walking away with the Star. Star is also associated with Aquarius, so you can check out where Aquarius is, or if you're Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising, this is really speaking out to you, to really kind of really own it, right? There's still that part of, as we're throwing off these chains up here, as we're hopefully not getting lulled back into putting them back on, which is kind of what I'm kind of seeing here. There could be that lulling back in. With this Aquarius, what I'm hoping that you'll do and really recognize is the joy of being in community, right? So whether that's cause, right? Aquarians have a lot of causes. It's kind of more about utopian society, etc., and social causes. But community all the same. So if this is your business, are you trying to go it absolutely along? My business bestie calls it having a wolf pack. Just this group of people who are there to support you, that are your peers, right? This could mean going out and getting a mentor for sure, but definitely having a peer group that's there to support you as you go to do this next thing, as you get this passion project off the ground and up and running. That support needs to be there. So that's kind of where the two things come together, where you're going to find this harmony, this balance that's going to come in. I feel like there's a couple more cards, so I want to get to this before we wrap here. Interesting. Okay, so we've got the King of Cups, almost not surprising, sitting here with Cancer, new moon, and Gemini about to go into Cancer season. Of course, we're going to have our King of Cups make an appearance and really hold everything together, to really hold that energy, that yin-yang balanced energy all together, and know exactly what to do, when to dive into intuition, when to dive more into the doing, the masculine kind of structures. So that is a nice card to have there. And then, of course, we've got the Seven of Swords here, which I love because that has some Gemini and Mercury energy associated with, just to say, hey, we're still there, right? And it's really about, again, there's a lot of rethinking thoughts. Man, these ideas, these things, the way we thought things have to be are not the way they need to be, and they're definitely not the way they're going to be. And that's what that Seven of Swords is reminding me of here. There's new ideas coming. There's, you know, people say we need to go back to the, back to normal. Normal is constantly changing and evolving. So there's no back to normal, at all. Back to what? There's moving forward and keeping evolving. And so some of those presuppositions that you have, some of those thoughts have just been handed down generation upon generation of how things work, of how the world works. You're going to quickly find out that it's just not the truth, right? And that's what this overturning here in the Seven of Swords is doing, especially around communication, how we communicate. All of these things are starting to be very much disrupted. It is a beautiful thing. Use this energy. Oh, wow, guys, use this energy of this Cancer new moon to throw off those ways of communicating that have not been working. So I'm sorry, this is just a download coming in, but if you've been marketing and it hasn't been working, stop. Just stop doing it that way. Whatever you've been doing, I don't care if it's Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, like, stop. Do something different. Do something unexpected. Do something that may, you know, there's these ideas. Oh, I love this. There's these ideas of certain people are on Instagram, other people are on Pinterest, other people are on YouTube, Facebook, oh my God, I almost said ManyChat, Snapchat, Twitch, and whatever, like you name a platform. You know what? If supposedly your people are on Instagram and Facebook and it's not working for you, go to Twitch, right? Like, do something where it's like or TikTok, yes, where my group's supposed to be here, but somehow you're not breaking through. Go where your group supposedly is not. Oh my God, that's so crazy disruptive. Go where your group is not. And I'm not saying, I'm just naming social media things here. There might be other avenues that are going to pop into your head right now, but go where your group supposedly is not. And I think you'll be surprised to find them there. Like, you're almost the lone voice coming through on that certain kind of platform, or that, yes, that certain kind of platform, and you'll stand taller and brighter than you ever thought possible. So yes, yes, yes. Do it different. Do it different. The conventional wisdom, no. Because we're not going back to normal. We're evolving. We're creating a new normal. Guys, don't be lulled back to sleep. All right. Wow, that is what I've got for you today, love bugs. I'm excited. If you have loved this video, make sure to give it a big old thumbs up. That'll help me out quite a bit in the YouTube algorithm. And of course, if you haven't yet, go ahead and subscribe and ring the bell for notifications. I'm looking forward to seeing you on the next video. And until then, peace, joy, love to you. Frustrated by your lack of business growth and all you find out there is take a large dose of hustle? Get a true diagnosis and a custom cure so you can realize your entrepreneurial dream. Order your custom business growth elixir today.